I've played a lot of RPGs over the years, fought demons, survived apocalypses, but Baldur's Gate 3 is different because it doesn't just scare you, it makes you feel unsettled and honestly, sometimes kind of sick. It's the kind of unsettled where you sit there staring at your screen for a minute after something happens. And today we're talking about 7 quests and encounters that 100% hit that mark. Spoiler warning ahead, and let's get into it. We're not starting with a villain or a monster, we're actually starting with someone who's trying to help you. Volo is a storyteller who you can meet early in Act 1. He's kind of inept, but he's got a charm to him that might even get you to invite him to stay at your camp. And if you let him stay and share your mind flare tadpole problem with him, he'll gladly offer to extract it for you, which in theory sounds great, but what follows is genuinely hard to watch. He targets the area behind your eye, starts with a needle, and when that doesn't work, he moves to an ice pick. Understandably, your real eye does not survive this. He'll give you a prosthetic in return, and unfortunately, the tadpole is still there. This isn't necessarily the most violent thing in the game, but it is disturbingly intimate. And you chose this. You were desperate enough to say yes to let a bumbling man with an ice pick just go at your head. And now you're walking around with a permanent reminder of how far you're willing to go to fix something that just can't easily be fixed. But at least Volo was trying to help you. I'll give him that. Auntie Ethel has been hurting people for a long time, right under everyone's nose. You encounter Auntie Ethel in Act 1. She's a seemingly sweet old lady in a tea house in the woods. But if you push far enough, you'll discover what's actually going on. Her tea house is a front, disguised by magic, and below it is a cave system that is honestly a hidden house of horrors. Poisonous gas vents, deadly traps, victims driven to madness or violent deaths, and at the center of all of it is Auntie Ethel, who is definitely not a sweet old lady. She's a violent and cruel hag. You have to fight her while racing against time to save her current victim, Mayrina, and if you don't move fast enough, Mayrina can die. It's no wonder that this quest sticks with people. All the horror was just sitting there, under what everyone thought was just a tea house. Auntie Ethel hid her evil underground, but the Shadow Curse lands doesn't really hide the Waning Moon Tavern, run by Thisobald Thorm, a hulking, bloated creature who will challenge you to a drinking contest. You could fight him straight up, or you can sit down at the bar, accept the mug that he slides towards you, and drink. The liquid he pours is light blue, it almost glows like something radioactive. And as the rounds keep coming, you're making constitution checks just to keep going. Thisobald's booming voice keeps ordering you to drink more and more.
Bring it in, toss it down, love it up.
And as he drinks with you, his stomach swells. It swells until the seams literally burst and he explodes, viscera spraying around the room. It's the easiest way to beat him, there's no doubt about that, but there's something deeply sickening about this. You're not just watching something horrible, you're taking part in it, round after round with every single glass that you raise. If the Waning Moon encounter leaves you feeling nauseous, well, don't worry because we're only part of the way through this list and the House of Healing is just down the road. This building is a dilapidated nightmare. Dark hallways, bloodstained walls, and a surgical theater that's manned by undead nurses and their master surgeon, Malice Thorm. Malice is genuinely intimidating to look at, with distorted facial features and surgical implements attached to his limbs. When you walk in, he and the nurses are mid-operation on a patient who is very clearly suffering, and when they're done with him, they turn to you. You can fight them, or, and this is the part that just made me stop playing for a minute, you can convince Malice to let the nurses refine their skills on him instead. What follows is a violent, incredibly unsettling scene where they literally tear into their own master and he welcomes it. This is the kind of encounter that shows you exactly how broken this world is. There's no happy resolution here, just several different flavors of horror, and you just have to pick which one you can actually stomach. The House of Healing shows you the cruelty a small group can do in isolation, but when you reach Baldur's Gate in Act 3, you discover something even worse. Evil that is organized and ritualistic, with an entire city to feed on. Murders are occurring across the city. The victims are paralyzed and then ritually mutilated with their hands harvested as sacrifices. The murders are connected to Orin the Red, one of the chosen of the Absolute and an unhinged ball spawn serving the god of murder himself. The deeper you dig, the worse it gets. You're not looking for one killer, you're up against an entire cult. Fanatics who are roaming the city, hunting its residents, and you're racing to intervene before they get their next victim. Eventually, you reach the murder tribunal, which somehow manages to make everything that came before look tame. You're given a choice, and your options include murdering an innocent person to prove yourself, or fighting the entire tribunal to shut down the ritual. This quest will test your strength, no question about that, but it also tests how far you're willing to go to stop evil. The Ballists hunt and kill for their god, but Cazador Sar has been doing the same for centuries, and not for any god, but for himself. Cazador is Astarion's former vampire master. He tortured Astarion for centuries, forcing him to lure victims back to his palace. When you finally arrive to confront Cazador, his palace is an eerie gothic fortress filled with traps, spawn who are clearly victims of Cazador, and evidence of dark secrets that have been buried for generations. And then you go deeper, and you find thousands of captured beings, all collected for Cazador's ritual of ascension, a ritual that, if completed, would make him immensely powerful. And what makes this all the more horrifying is that Astarion recognizes some of the victims. The realization that the people he brought back 200 years ago have been imprisoned by Cazador all this time, awaiting their fate, it's incredibly disturbing. So it becomes clear that you're not just here for revenge. You have one chance to stop someone who's victimized thousands of people over centuries from becoming something even worse and even more powerful. Walking into that final encounter and knowing what's at stake, it's honestly one of the most intimidating moments in the game. You do not want to mess it up. Alright, every quest and encounter so far has been facing something outside of yourself, a danger that you can point at, fight, and hopefully overcome. But the Dark Urge playthrough flips that completely, because in this story, the monster is you. You're a direct creation of Baal, the god of murder. You don't remember who you are, at least not at first, but you definitely feel it. Violent urges creep in, telling you to hurt the people around you. Sometimes your body takes over entirely, and all you can do is watch yourself commit gruesome acts. The more you remember or relearn about who you are, the darker and more twisted this all becomes. And it's not just a quest that you complete and move on from. It's a constant battle between whatever morality you're trying to hold on to and your literal DNA. And it is generally one of the most creepy, uniquely disturbing RPG experiences I've ever had. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. So which of these actually made you stop playing for a minute? For me, it was the House of Healing. Honestly, it still sends chills down my spine. It's just so eerie. Let me know yours in the comments. If you like more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.